It brings me tremendous happiness to tell our Cougar Sports listeners, Dental Pros of Utah wants to make your teeth look great again. They're running a special throughout the BYU football season to help you with your dental health. For only $96, that's a tremendous deal, a fantastic deal. You'll receive a new patient exam, including cavity detecting x-rays. And on top of that, a custom whitening kit. If there's one thing I know, it's whitening kits. You need to know where your oral health stands, and we would all like whiter teeth. Come in today, Dental Pros of Utah, and take advantage of the ESPN 960 $96 dental special. 801-756-0360. That's 801-756-0360. DentalProsOfUtah.com.
This is Cougar Sports with Ben Criddle on Utah County's sports station, ESPN 960.
'Tis the season to be jolly here on Cougar Sports, ESPN 960, and I think we're going to be happy about signing day tomorrow. But I wanted the Mitchites. I wanted Mitch Harper to break down this Cougar Insider Report right now. And it's always brought to you by CRE2U.com. That's the number 2, letter U, CRE2U.com. What does it mean? It means commercial real estate to you. Fractional ownership of commercial real estate is what we do. Commercial real estate is a hedge against inflation. It's a hedge against the stock market crashes that could occur, in my opinion. Fractional ownership of commercial real estate with passive income is a fantastic way to invest. We have guaranteed returns at CRE2U, CRE2U.com, 6% guaranteed returns annually. Get that fractional ownership of commercial real estate and get your gateway to commercial real estate started today, CRE2U.com. Mitch, give me some good news. Warm the cockles of my heart. Who's going to be signing with BYU tomorrow? In the ensuing days, who will we have locked in as an early signee?
Oh, Ben, this is a fantastic time. I mean, the stockings are hung with care. Christmas Kalani Satake is just hanging on to that fax machine, waiting for these letters of intent to come. This is a unique dynamic, Ben. This is the first of its kind in college football. We're talking about a historic moment in the sport where it's the first ever early signing period in college football. This is new terrain for everyone involved, from coaches down to recruits. It's going to be an interesting 72 hours that we got coming up here in college football. But for BYU, this 2018 recruiting class has taken some hits as of late. There's been a lot of decommitments rather than the actual commits, but I think we're going to see quite a few names locking and loaded tomorrow on signing day. And I think the first one is a guy that we just had recently on the show, Stacy Connor, quarterback from the state of Texas, Wiley, Texas, 6'5", 185. He's going to be enrolled in January, so he's definitely going to be signing here coming up tomorrow, and he's going to be a project that will be very interesting to watch. You know, not the greatest of runners, if you will. He's a guy that's going to be doing it through the air. He's got a good arm, so he's going to be a developmental quarterback. With him, a guy that was on his recruiting visit, Isaiah Herron, defensive back from Las Vegas. He's someone that I expect to be signing with BYU. Total Ed Lamb recruit in every sense of the word. He's your next Chris Wilcox of the future for BYU to keep an eye on. Chinonso Opara, interesting story here. I think that his kind of in gray area, but I think he is going to sign for BYU tomorrow. I know Utah's still making a push to try and sway him. The family's Crimson Club members. It's an interesting dynamic, but I still think the recruitment that BYU has pursued with Opara, I think he's going to sign with the Cougars in the next 72 hours. Talon Alfrey, a wide receiver from Auburn, Washington, who we've had on the show, he's definitely going to sign. He tweeted that out today. He's going to be a mission first kid. Brack Davis out of Olympus, a good athlete, suffered a lot of injuries during his high school career. He's going to be someone that's playing on the defensive side of the ball for BYU, 6'1", 170. He's going to be signing this week as well. He's already confirmed as such. Tyson Lewis, offensive lineman. He was a guy last week that I said maybe keep an eye on. Utah State making a heavy push for Tyson Lewis. He confirmed on his personal Twitter page that he'll be signing offensive lineman from North Ogden. The fighting Matt Payne's up there in North Ogden, 6'5", 280. He's an interesting developmental project. I think that he's a guy that looked at it and it became etched and stoned, his commitment to BYU when Jeff Grimes came on board. And then other names to keep an eye on, the offensive linemen. We're going to have one of them coming up here in the 5:30 segment. Connor Pay, offensive lineman from Lone Peak. He's going to be signing tomorrow. Campbell Barrington, offensive lineman from Spokane, Washington, 6'6", 280. I expect him to sign. He was at the UMass game. Despite the loss, he basically reaffirmed his commitment to BYU on his official visit in November. Then Jacob Smith from the state of Minnesota, been overlooked by local programs in the Big Ten for Jacob Smith, but 3-star kid, 6'6", 320. I mean, this guy, LDS, but he's not going to serve a mission. He wants to play 4 straight years. The hire of Jeff Grimes has been a big boost for him. He's going to be signing as well. So those 3 offense line, they're kind of like the 3 horsemen, if you will. It once was 4 with Jaron Kump, but those 3 are staying intact. And I expect those guys to be signed. Also, Ben Tuipulotu as well, athlete. But he could be someone that we might not see a letter of intent come in. He might just remain a verbal commit because he's going to go on a mission first before he enrolls at BYU.
Does it hurt not to have Brandon Cajo? Does it kill you not to have Jaron Kump? And possibly, I mean, are you still feeling that Gunnar Romney? Are you certain that where are you at with Gunnar Romney again? Can you reiterate that?
Yeah, Gunnar Romney, I think, is a guy that lead, and I think there's going to be a lot of making up process for Arizona State, who's going to be the next team in line. Keep an eye on UCLA and Chip Kelly. From what I understand, they've become aware of Gunnar Romney, and there was some conversation during the recruiting open season period. Now it's currently the dead period. Coaches can't contact with recruits, and that goes until January 11th, and that's why Jeff Grimes has kind of the luxury to go back to LSU and really coach up the Tigers and focus on that bowl game, because right now there's really nothing he can do for BYU as far as recruiting is concerned. So that's kind of where it's at right now. So keep an eye on in the month of January. If he takes an official visit to UCLA, I think that could get really intriguing just because of Chip Kelly's track record. I mean, he was an innovator in every sense of the word when he was at Oregon. He was ahead of the curve, and he was producing players left and right to the NFL out of Eugene. But I still think Gunnar Romney is a guy that signs with BYU. To answer your earlier questions with Brandon Cajo and Jaron Kump, I think those are pretty big losses. But I will say this. I think that BYU can overcome them. They're notable in the fact that you lose high profile, highly rated kids that have a lot of stars and national attention around them. But I think they're positions, too, that BYU can overcome. I think they got a lot of talent at the offensive line. And I just mentioned 3 other kids that I think can have bright futures at BYU. One in particular, Jacob Smith, who could will be playing the next 4 years, not going to be going on a mission. And the linebacker spot, I always feel confident BYU can get really good linebackers. I mean, next year, Morgan Unga, a guy that's a walk-on, he's probably going to be someone that's got a lot of opportunity to play. BYU just has a knack for producing quality linebackers. Now, Brandon Cajo, excellent film, and someone that really had the lay of the land as an option for him. Anyone in the country wanted Brandon Cajo, and you want to keep those type of kids, but you just didn't hold on to him. Whether that was any coaching changes, whether that was the on-field performance, who knows what it may be. Washington felt he was the better fit for him. It is a big loss. But I think BYU, as far as that position goes, they can always get good linebackers. I got another guy to keep an eye on at the linebacker spot, Oliver Nasilai, linebacker 6'1", 244 out of Arkansas. I'm not sure his status as far as tomorrow in the next 2 days, but he's someone that's very committed to BYU. Interesting of note, too, Ben, Merlin Robertson, his recruitment has picked up significantly for BYU. BYU and Illinois are now the top 2 schools for Merlin. We actually had Adam Gorney on our show earlier in the year, and he talked about how Merlin Robertson, the 4-star middle linebacker out of Sierra, California, his recruitment, kind of as far as his development, his progress as a player, maybe kind of peaked in sophomore year of high school. That was kind of the case again. His senior year of high school ball wasn't this dominating performance that, if you will, that everyone kind of expected from a 4-star recruit. So some schools like LSU, USC started to back off. Now, BYU, Illinois, they're still the top 2 schools, and BYU feels like they might be in a good position to land Merlin Robertson, who, again, still a 4-star kid. I think got a lot of offers, a lot of talent, just maybe hasn't finished as strong as what you saw when he was about 14 or 15 years old. But he's another kid to keep an eye on. He'll probably sign in February with whatever school he ends up with, but BYU's back in the mix for Merlin Robertson.
What about Tanner McKee? Any chances, by some miracle, a Christmas miracle, that we could get Tanner McKee at BYU?
No, Ben. I think the ship has sailed. I think it's highly unlikely. As far as the hire at the quarterback coaching spot, if it's someone that really turns the attention of Tanner McKee, I think that ship sailed. I think you're looking at Texas, Stanford, and Alabama as the top 3 schools now for Tanner McKee.
So you're telling me that if Steve Young ended up getting hired as the quarterback coach and he implemented a left-handed style type of offense, no, I'm kidding. Well, I mean, just Steve Young. Could Steve Young, could he close Tanner McKee? Could he sway?
That's a good question. I mean, he's a very smart kid. I mean, he knows, when you talk about guys knowing like position coaches around college football, I mean, he's trained, he knows. He's a very smart kid. I remember Jake Keeps when his recruitment, he knew everything inside and out about college football. Tanner McKee's kind of in that same way where he knows kind of all the movers and shakers when it comes to coaching up quarterbacks in college football. And that really appealed to him being coached under Ty Detmer. Was it the only thing? No, it wasn't. I think he was really appealed or intrigued by BYU, just the program that it is. But an on-the-field result of 4-9 really did have an impact on this class. And I think that's why you're seeing Tanner McKee ultimately look at other options. I think it's highly unlikely BYU gets into the picture again for Tanner McKee.
What do you know about Kaden Hawes, Mitch?
Kaden Hawes, the center in the 2015 class?
Yeah, what do you know
about
2016,
yeah, from the state of Arkansas. He's from the Pulaski Academy. He's going to be coming off a mission in the month of October. He served his mission a little bit later than expected when he first signed with BYU, but he's going to be added to the mix. He's not going to play this season, but he'll come around September or October was my last I've heard on Kaden Hawes, but he'll play at the center position in 2019. I get the years mixed up. I can't believe we're getting to the 2020s almost, but 2019 is when Kaden Hawes, you'll start to see him. So he'll kind of be like a Matt Bushman type situation where he comes in around September, and hey, that can be kind of beneficial. You got a upper hand to kind of maybe be around the team, not necessarily officially with the team, but you're kind of around and you're getting back into game shape and getting ready for spring football and so forth.
Love it. Mitch Harper, the Cougar Insider Report, the college football BYU recruiting guru. That's what he does. Go to CougarNation.com and sign up today. How much is it to stay on top of all the recruiting news, Mitch, daily? 26
cents a day, $10 a month. It's a great investment, especially this time of the year. A lot of recruiting info on the boards. Jeff Hansen, another great guy that churns out content left and right. So a lot of recruiting insight on the boards at CougarNation.com.
Love it. CougarNation.com. That Cougar Insider Report brought to you by CRE2U.com. That's commercial real estate to you. Get fractional ownership, guaranteed returns on commercial real estate. CRE2U.com. Coming up next, I believe, more recruiting news. A different perspective. We'll get the insight from one Blair Angulo of 27sports.com. You're listening to Cougar Sports, ESPN 960.
It's that time again, just when you thought it was a wrap. For last-minute outdoor gifts for everyone on your list, close out the hunt at Cabela's Christmas sale. Save 35% on in-stock Cabela's vacuum sealers. Get men's and women's Cabela's Northport down jackets for only $59.99. Save $70 on a Vortex Crossfire 2 3x9x50 B-Plex rifle scope. Plus, give the gift good on every item. Cabela's gift cards. Shop for all your last-minute gifts in-store and at Cabela's.com.